All right, Rebecca will be here soon, so we'll go ahead and get started and run through stand up, and then I wanted to just kind of go through some of our projects that have kind of been outstanding that I just wanted to follow up on and see where we're at with this. So let's go ahead and run through stand up, and then we'll go into that and see what else we got going on.
Okay. Well, about the story for let me check here. I removed from my notes because I was working a designed story, but it turns out that the Dan shared a document, a design document more complete that I can do for in my understanding. So I think the document shared by Dan is more than enough to cover this story, which is the design solution to better test batching rules. So I move on to another thing. Now I am taking care of comments input requests. There is several pull requests with comments now I need to resolve. I put also the shelving back on hold for now until we have more information. And well, I will continue with the comments resolutions. That's pretty much my start so far.
Okay. Well, for me, now it's reviewing and analyzing that vendor project. Ryan, I'm drifting slightly from there, doing like a second loop of for planning, then so that just like brainstorming others' ideas so that we can discuss later, maybe. So yeah, I don't know if you're on hold or muted. If I'm listening.
Thank you. I'm listening.
Okay, good. Well, working on that. Yesterday I worked on story. Don't remember exactly what was that. And I have some. Pull request comments. And now I have some. I think job to do for minted envelope liner. They share the control card. We will need to duplicate a product there, adjust the sizes and the product modifiers. I don't know if that's something that Rebecca will need to do, or I don't know. So yeah, there is that thing in my inbox as well. And that's it for me.
Okay. Let's see. It's, WTF switched them to use DHL methods. Looked at an Inkify question about the full specs. Let's see. To get a payload for digital shipper because the DHL international shipments are getting the order ID for the tracking number. And how do they send it to the providers on shipping platforms? Did some code review. I made a test to send just send a list of orders to Shipwise because they needed to do that because the change for Ascendia wasn't live yet. Well, either way, it needed to be done. Even if it was live, because there were like a couple hundred orders. Anyway, the shelving issue. Looked into that a little more. I've got to go and get a clearer picture. I've got to find it, like, because I don't every time I go looking into it again, I don't really know what he showed me. So I need to get a test order to be able to run that through, because it's not clear to me at all. And then let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, lots of random
Just
stuff.
jumping here there. For me, kind of similar actually. I worked on Printify ESQ stuff. Got basically nowhere. However, I saw an email this morning with a guide. She looks like she has a guide on how to do that, so I'm going to dig into that and see if I can't get that moving forward for Printify. And then I still need to get the cutting planning, need to fix that up, get that out, and then I have some code reviews that I need to do. I'm actually going to do that in reverse order. So I'm going to do code reviews right after the meeting, and then cut planning, and then probably Printify afterwards. And that's my day. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Still can't hear you.
Oh, whoa, that was weird. You are not muted now.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Weird.
That was weird.
it was like a slow unmute.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Anyway, I'm going to be working on getting the deploy out yesterday that I was trying to get out in the afternoon, but didn't quite get it ready in time, so it's going to go out right as soon as we're done with this, and then start working on the next one.
Hey.
Did you see my PR for the other part of the ATP stuff?
I haven't. I mean, I know that you mentioned it. I haven't looked for it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I could try to get it out in the morning when I need to do that. So, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, couple things I wanted to just follow up on. I think I'm pretty clear with where Mixed Tiles is. It looks like they wanted to send. I saw Ryan responded to that this morning, that they wanted to change it, and you gave them some feedback on that. So I guess my only question on that is that how close are we to going live with this? Is it just wrapping this up and they're ready to go? Have all their tests good, or do we still need to test against what this new token that they have? Do we have to start test over again, or what do we need to do to go live on Mixed Tiles?
I don't know where they are. Rebecca's been handling it.
Okay, all right, I'll ask her when she gets here. And then it seems like with Printify where we're at, Scotty, I know that you were kind of playing with it a little bit, and we're waiting mostly for a call with them to just kind of go over it, or, okay.
They sent an email this morning with a intake sheet guide. So I'm going to follow that and hopefully get our products uploaded and start letting them test our products.
Okay, great.
On Dev, and then it looks like it's something about a call on Thursday that they're not going to, because they were invited to. But they have not set up a call for this piece of it yet that I know of, because the one I accepted was for shipping.
Okay. And so Chuck, have you seen that one? You're gonna need to be on that call.
I accepted it. Yeah, like
Okay,
the meeting invite. Yeah.
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 Okay.
That was gonna be my next thing. Is you should probably ask Chuck.
Yeah. No, it seems like every time it came out, he wasn't in the office, and so I hadn't talked to him about it yet. So that's why I wanted to follow up on that. So just to give you a little bit of history, so you know, and Ryan, you jump in too if I miss anything, but essentially we're trying to get them to just add their DHL account through us so that we'll bill through it and then they can get all the stuff that we use in our normal process as opposed to building out their separate one. So that's what our goal is, to get to that point.
Cool.
I don't know how this conversation is going to go. I don't know why they've been a little bit resistant on it. It seems odd to me, but hopefully it's been just a misunderstanding and we can just clear that up and get moving forward. I did talk to Charlie about it, and I mean, obviously we've been putting a lot of work into Printify, and so we're trying to simplify as much as we can to get started so that we don't keep on investing more and more time before we, for like 2 products or whatever it is. So that's what the goal is. We'll see how that goes. I believe that's on Tuesday. Is that right?
Wednesday, I think.
Okay.
Wednesday next week. Okay. So just plan on that. I'll be on that call too, even though I'm not 100% sure I got the.
No,
It's on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Trying to tell you, Chuck.
It's in my calendar. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, exact same. I'm like, I don't know. When it tells me I have to be there, I'll be there.
Sometime next week.
Although it is at like 8. It's early.
Yeah. 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the other side of the world, and so we're.
Like at the end of their day.
Yeah, we gotta trying to fit it in. So, just be aware of that, Chuck. You could even maybe do that from home and then come in after. I know that's
get
kind of
here.
early, so.
I get here. Well, not always, but yeah. 8:30 is not. I guess if something went wrong that morning, but yeah.
Yeah, but generally it shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you plan on doing that, and I will be there as well. And Scotty, maybe just because you've been doing that, if you wouldn't mind just sitting in on that. I don't know. Just
No, I don't know. If you want me to.
Okay. Just with Ryan out of town, I just think it would be good to have someone so you and Chuck could bounce ideas off each other if needed.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah.
And then the next thing is, Sebastian, this is more for you. Jamie, we had that minted integration that they wanted. Let's see if I can find the.
Oh, that email?
Yeah. Did you see
Yeah.
that yesterday?
Yeah, that's what I brought up the beginning of previous week. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. I think he accidentally closed it. Yeah.
I hit the screen.
Yeah. He's like,
Oh,
yeah.
muted.
Right. And,
The whole week
yeah.
since I've hit the leave button instead of the share button.
Right. So yeah, that's what it is, Chad.
Yeah. So, anyways, this has been kind of a weird one because, like, originally in the documentation, and I just wanted your guys' help, Ryan or Sebastian. Is this what she's talking about? Is this packaging dimensions and weight?
No.
Is
No.
Okay.
I think it's scroll down. So that's what I brought last week, right? You see that link document?
This one?
No. Scroll down. There. At the very top, link document.
Oh, link document.
Square. Yeah, that. Rebecca said that she was going to go through those shipping methods and see if those were already mapped to minted
Okay.
shipping methods, right?
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay. So
that's what we need to do.
What is phase 2? It's just this is what it is. Is they just want to? No, they
Phase
want-
2. Wait, where are you reading phase 2? Sorry.
So if we go back, so this is what Jamie said. Hi all, following up on phase 2 of this implementation. And I am not sure what phase 2 was.
I see. Yeah. So maybe phase 2 is the dimensions. Yeah, of the packages. Right.
Which, like, originally they said it was optional. But was there but I guess my question is that I feel like I remember, like, we've had a lot of conversations on this and the dimensions and the weight, and maybe there was a problem with that.
Yeah,
Or
there is
is-
a problem. We don't have a way to force our packagers to select the packaging. We don't know what package it's going to be used until it gets there, and now we're going to be requiring. We have to engineer a way to require our users to specify what package they're using, but only for minted, or what are we going to do? We need to identify what are we going to do? Are we going to add all of our packaging, require our packaging users to put packaging in for every package they package, so that we know what packaging was used? Or are we going to do it just for minted? And if so, how do we do that? I mean, it'll have to be something like they scan them all, and then it would prompt up a thing saying select the packaging, and then once they do that, then we send the packaging off to minted and get the thing back. So it's a pretty big change that we're going to have to identify how we're doing, because we're not capturing packaging information, and we've never captured it. And so if they're going to so they need to understand we don't do this.
So
Yeah.
So wait, when somebody selects packaging from Scan Verify,
Yeah, then it works, but that's not a requirement.
right? Is it really that hard to make that required just for a partner? I don't know. I'm not saying that it's
Is that
super
really
easy,
something
but
that we want? Is the business decision that we're gonna slow our packagers down and make them pick the packaging? And how are they going to do
oh
that?
yeah,
Is the packaging going to be barcoded so that they can just scan the barcode? That would be great. I don't think it is. So how are we going to convey to the users what size they're using? Because I mean, a 3x3x5 looks pretty similar to a 4x4x6 unless they've got a ruler on their desk, right? I don't know.
they don't measure that. In fact, there's been a lot of times where there's like in audits and stuff. Anyway, they'll just I think there are some things where they require packaging, and they're hitting the very first one, which is wrong all the time, and then when those go cubic, then it screws that up.
Yep. So that's
but
exactly
anyway.
the problem we're having, right? So if
Yeah,
we're
so
already having a
packaging,
problem with
yeah.
them picking it, which is why when we built the packaging system, we wanted them to be able to do that, but it was going to be all hinged on the customer putting a barcode on the packaging.
Do we know because Minted has their own packaging? Do they? I don't know if those have barcodes or not.
I don't know, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, they hate barcodes. They're Minted one of the ones that hate barcodes everywhere.
Yeah, they
Because
do.
they don't want to mess with their artist flavor.
Yeah.
So in order to do this, we would have to either put a barcode on it so that they could scan it to choose what it is, or
If
we
we
would have
wanted
to
to be accurate, which we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
and they're
And-
going to
and-
want to be.
And if we do that, then you're right. It's probably not very hard to add a partner modifier that says packaging required or something like that, and then we would require it. But the bigger question is, how do we get accurate information in?
Yeah, because that's gonna. So if they put a barcode on it, and then they would have to scan the package, which would be the most accurate way if they're willing to put a barcode on it.
But
If
also
they're not,
realize that at that point, the trick is at that point, where is the barcode? Because they've already put it in the box. If the barcode's on the bottom, now what? Or let's say they pick a box and it's and they get it all loaded up and it's not quite enough. So now they have to change the box.
yeah,
So then we have to void the shipping label, and we have to re-ask for a label to say with the new box. So there's quite a bit there.
Yeah, no, and I don't disagree. From the very
So,
beginning, when they said this was
anyway,
optional, I thought.
And that's why we punted. We'll implement the first part because it was optional. We have no idea how we're going to do part 2, and we can. So the next questions really need to be is, are we going to do this? Like talk through the logistical challenges that it's putting on our packaging team.
Yeah, and it seems like, this will be good. I know that Tara needs to be involved in it because ultimately she's going to be responsible for it.
Right.
And so
slow the users down.
Yeah, and so I just wanted I've got a meeting with that group at 11 this morning, and Jamie keeps asking about it, so I don't know if they're.
I didn't know she was still asking for it. That's interesting.
She just sent something yesterday.
Oh. Okay.
And it just said following up. Yeah, because I'm like you. I think that there was a misunderstanding because I thought in my mind that it was optional and we didn't have to do it, so we weren't.
It was right there on the documentation link.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
It is still there, right here. Optional.
Well, click on the. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it's highly recommended, but we're not going to do it.
Yeah, and so like you said. Then the question falls back to, this is a business decision, and if it's optional, are we going to go through it? And I just want to make sure that I understood. So like our options is that we could have them put in, would it be a new barcode, or would we add the information to an existing barcode, or do they provide the packaging and so they would have to put the barcode on there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Somehow, whatever the barcode would be on the box, we can add that. I think it just has to start with a P, but I don't know for sure.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't remember what we did there. We do have some barcodes on some of our packaging that lets the user scan it. I don't know if they're using it or not.
Yeah.
But I think that's on our generic boxes.
Yeah, but Minted's boxes they send us those boxes. Is that right, or do we?
I'm sure they're sending them to us.
And if they're sending they would have to have a barcode, or they would have to put the barcode, or would we add the information?
We would have to add, or we could. I mean, we've done that with some of ours. I know that we've had them. They just created labels. In fact, we just did that for somebody. And they would just put a label on each of the boxes, but that's a pain too.
Yeah.
Anyway, all those are what we need. What we need is a decision on whether or not we're going to do it, and if we will, then we'll talk about solutions on how we could go about doing it.
Right.
But I mean, there are significant business decisions that need to be made before we decide if it's something we're going to implement, I think. And if Minted's going to say, well, if you're not going to do it, then we're not going to send you all of this volume, then that's going to make it really compelling, and we're going to have to start doing it. But then we need to come together with Tara and say, okay, what's the best way to do this for your team? We've got these ideas, but none of them are ideal in my mind. So which one's the least bad?
Yeah, no, I get that. That's what I'm trying to get to is that, so it's either information in a barcode, or we do like a partner that whenever they ship on a partner, then a package chooser pops up or something that says which package is this, and then it's on the packager to choose the right one. Was that what you said?
Well, yeah, but then we need to, if we do that, then we have to figure out, well, what if it doesn't fit? And we have to undo everything. So,
right.
I don't know that the documentation talks about a way to. I mean,
no, but because it's just a query for getting we can requery what's the suggested shipping method over and over again for different.
So it's no tracking. So we don't have to void anything. We would have to void our shipment.
Right. We are not changing anything on the side.
Request it. Yeah. That's good. but we have to build a UI that allows them to change the packaging. And the user has to, but ultimately the user has to be diligent about making sure it's correct. And that's not something we've ever enforced or needed to enforce, and there's no way to enforce.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
And so, but what would that look like then? Is that what that would look like? Is that you would scan, the packager would scan a minted package, and then they
In
would.
my mind, that would be the easiest way to go about it.
They would scan the package, and then you would choose a package, or you're saying you would scan the.
No, scanning the package would automatically assign that packaging
Okay.
to the.
So that's, yeah, I agree. I think everybody would agree that that would be the easiest way.
But I don't.
But that,
I don't think their packaging has barcodes, and I don't think it's necessarily easier for our team to go and put barcodes on all their packaging. And I don't know that they're gonna. I don't know if Minted would be okay with us. Although I know that the shipping providers put barcodes on packages all the time, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's not just.
yeah. Like UPS
I don't
label
know.
has a pack or a barcode on it. But
Potentially,
that's an extra step.
yeah. Potentially,
It is.
without working in packaging, possibly it's not that big of a deal if they had training that they can't just select any box in the thing, that they just are verifying, like I think it probably says this, might say the size on there or something, and that they're training on that, and so they're not just picking
Sure.
a random one.
But something you said made that not a valid option, because you said that we are doing that for basic
Yeah.
invite right now, and they're not doing it correctly.
That's
for
why,
basic invite.
that's what I said, and I don't know if it's, maybe it's basic, I don't remember who it was, but
Basic invite does do cubic ready.
okay, yeah, and there's more, and there's some others like
Okay.
about the print and stuff, but they, but yeah, that's why I say training, like, because apparently they think it's okay to just select a package, so they would obviously have to be trained, like, I don't know. So, I mean, I think that's an option. I'm not saying it's the best one, but
Sure.
it would,
So what is that again? So is that something they would
Just-
just choose a package
just like
out of the
possibly-
list, or?
possibly, well, yeah, first of all, it would be narrowed down, just like it is, it's already set up to narrow down the packages by the partner, and then they would have to know, like, it's, you can't just select any package in there, you've got to be,
So I'm just trying to visualize, because I feel like this is going to be the question that's going to be asked me. So there would be like a UI that when you scanned a minted package, and then it would bring up like a chooser that said which
No,
packaging
we already
type
have-
is this?
no, it's already part of Scan Verify, there's a packaging over to the right, and
Okay.
if it's, it seems like even it can be set to be required, and then it comes up, and they have to select one, and we could even look at Minted and see if, well, actually, it'd be kind of hard to tell if they've been selecting the wrong one, but it's already kind of there. It's a matter of if they're selecting the right one, and I don't know if it's requiring them or if it's just defaulting to the recommended package, or if it even has
It
recommended. I
defaults to
don't
the recommended package if there is one on the.
know.
If
Okay.
there's one on the product, or if we set it during
Yeah.
import. We did that for for FedEx envelope for a while when we were doing envelope, because that had to go in FedEx Monterey envelope packaging. So we would do that as a recommended packaging, but we haven't had to do that for a while because we stopped doing that method.
Chuck or
Oh.
Ryan or Sebastian or anybody for that matter, do you guys have, I mean, because the question that, all right, I'm putting myself in Charlie's position, and if this comes up, my question is going to be like, okay, how big is this project? That's when we ask him like, what is to make a business decision, and that's what I'm going to need to know to make a business decision is how much.
Then what
work
we
is
need to
this?
know is how production wants it to be implemented, and then that will define the size. We don't know what the size is. It could be small, it could be big. It all depends on what Tara wants and how she wants it
Okay.
to work.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll start that conversation today then, and at least see what they say. I mean, my guess is that they're bugging Jamie about it, and that they're gonna want us to do it. That's my gut feel
Yeah,
right
sure.
now. So
Yeah,
But what changed? I mean, why is it not? Why is
I don't
the
think
documentation says it's not required?
Yeah,
Seems to
I
me
don't
like
know.
that was phase one. That like originally this was a request that they wanted to be done in Q1, and then I think that at that point then they were okay with it not being there. But I think the end goal all along was to have that be there. But
I mean, yeah, and I'm a little bit confused because that is not actually how I read it. I read it that this is what they wanted, and then they had written that this was optional. And so we were kind of like, well, if it's optional, it's kind of problematic for us, so let's not do it. And then I think that, so we went down the path, and then they came back and were like, when are you going to do this? And Jamie was like, well, we're doing this part, we can do that as a phase 2. And so they put this optional in here, but I'm feeling like it was never optional. I don't know why they put
Sounds
optional
like
in
me
there.
too. And honestly,
they
that's
did.
what I thought too. But when we were talking about it, we did it with Dan, and he said, "Let's just not do it." And I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah,
wait.
100%.
And then we built it, because
Yeah.
these were all questions that we had months ago when we were going
Yeah.
to build this, and that was the quickest way forward.
And I think she was okay, and then I think they started calling her and saying, when are you going to do this part? And so then all of a sudden, it wasn't optional anymore.
Let's
So I think
let's
that
find out from Jamie.
Yeah,
what
I'm gonna
she's
find out,
getting.
and Dan will be there too, so that will be good, and we'll all have that conversation together.
Perfect.
But yeah, I think that this was mostly a confusion, and the confusion came because they wrote that it was optional. And so we were like, yeah, it's problematic for us. We would prefer not to do it. And so we were kind of, and then Dan was the same way, and we were going down that path. And then at some point, they reached out to Jamie and started saying, when is this going to be done? And she is reacting to that.
Sure.
And so now it's coming up. But there was also a thing in here that said, I thought that there was something that said it needed to be for peak. And right here, are we going to need to have boxes added by peak?
Would you prepare for the launch? Please ensure the new shipping methods are coded. What new shipping methods?
Oh, that's the one that Sebastian was just talking about.
Okay, got it.
So I'll talk to Rebecca about that one. If it sounds like she was working on that one. So those are two different things. So I got those two things confused. I was like, oh, so are you asking for this for peak? And do we have a little bit of time? But it seems like maybe we don't, because they're asking about it, or they're bugging her about it. So anyways, I will get that information on that one, and then we'll figure that out. And then the last thing that I had on my list, and then we can talk about some other things if we need to, maybe, if I can find where it is. Oh, this is for you, Chuck. Did you see that email from Nikki and Hawk this morning about the comic weights or something?
I didn't. Is it Luna? No, that's Mary.
Or booked by anyone.
Okay. Was it just would it show up in tickets?
So it came in. It should be in your email. I think you were
Just in my email. Okay.
copied on everything. So on the 28th, so that would have been yesterday. Oh no, this goes back on the 23rd. No, further back. Oh. Okay, so this was that it said that it's automatically choosing 2 pounds of weight, and Nikki had asked, this was on the 22nd, and we look into this issue, and then Hawk looked into it, or they asked Hawk to look into it, and then he said, I know this is something that Chuck is working on, which is what my concern was, is that I just wanted to make sure, was this something really that was in your
It was, and I created a story. I don't know, week before last, and Mario coded that, and
And I reviewed it yesterday and pushed it back because there are several questions I had.
Okay.
So I need you to look at that
which is
stuff
a
also, because some of the things found I'm not sure about. So
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's good then. It's in progress. It just it's back in. We're just still looking at it, so that's good. We can answer that question that we're working on the solution for it. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure it was on our radar. It looks like it is.
Mhm.
So, Ryan, did you add Chuck as a reviewer when you pushed that back, or I don't know, maybe he needs to take a look at it.
I think it's in my, well. Anyway, I can just find it.
I didn't push it
I think it's in
back.
here.
Yes, he is a reviewer. He would have been notified that his vote was reset. When I
Okay.
moved it
Yeah.
to draft.
So if you can take a look at that today, Chuck and Mario, and just communicate with Mario if there needs to be some changes made to that, and then we'll see what that is. So I'll respond to this email for you and just let her know that we're working on it, and it's just kind of in the process of being fixed or being done. So all right. Anybody else have anything for today we want to discuss? I can look at the. And bullet. Right. Well, before I get into this, is there anything that anyone wanted to discuss today? I know, and the reason I'm asking is that I know, Ryan, you were trying to get a deploy out that you were trying to get out yesterday, and so I don't want to interfere too much with that because I know that we're kind of behind on that. Does anybody have anything that they need to discuss today, or looking for anything that we need to get to?
Yeah, around the IOC ones, I've seen briefly the number 15, right, which was not included on your completed one, Ryan. I just saw that very briefly until I switched to other things, but I'm planning on also do a test there, review it. I don't know if you're planning or waiting on me on that one. Actually, I don't know.
I do see there is an IOC cleanup PR15, but it's not been reviewed yet.
Exactly.
And so I have not. But it's funny because the branches IOC architecture PR14 into PR14.
Yeah.
Then the test infrastructure is into PR15. Huh.
Right.
I guess I'm not following how that works. Anyway, doesn't really matter. But all we've been doing is that we just move them into master as we've been cleaning them.
Yeah. I will move on with that. That one is the last one for the IOC series. Then there are others that I haven't even looked at those at all, which the system text JSON. I don't know if I need to review those, if Scotty has been reviewing those or who, but happy to jump into those as well.
Yeah, I mean, there are
Just
a lot,
let me know.
so whatever you can check into, because, I mean, yeah, and I will start, once I can get caught up, I'll start looking at new ones, but I'm still pretty behind. I haven't even been able to review the plans that Dan sent on Friday yet. I've just been buried in pull requests and pushes, so.
Great.
And
so, yeah.
And we did have a problem with our deploy yesterday that didn't end up being a problem with the deploy, but we had to figure that out, which was not fun. One of our servers stopped coming up. So
What was that? Was it related to those changes?
It was not, but it felt like it might be but I couldn't pinpoint it because it was only one server that stopped working, and so it didn't feel like it was IOC, but yet it was also at the same time we did the deploy. So
Okay.
it was tricky.
Like a broken
What was the
C++ redistribution pack.
Yeah, it was something broke on the server with this a distribution pack, or there was some log. The Windows thought the log file was way bigger than it actually was.
Yeah, there was a Googleplex worth of events in the application log.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Wow, so redeploying was all you need to do? Or
no. We had to
Oh.
get into the server and find a way to clear the log and reinstall the distribution, and then the services
Okay.
started coming back up again. It was behaving like the version didn't match, but it wasn't quite that way because it was still running and it was picking up jobs, but then it was stopping 10 seconds later. So it was really weird. Anyway, so that took a lot of time yesterday.
The only error we received was, it's broken.
Yeah. I'm stopping.
Yep, I'm done.
Right. So Ryan, so that we just don't overlap, if you want to assign a few to me, or I can just
Just
grab
pick 'em.
the whole.
Just pick them and put your name on it as a reviewer, and then I know you're looking
Okay.
at it. And I'll do the
Okay.
same. When I start looking at one, the first thing I'll do is I'll put my name on it so that you can see.
Okay, sounds great. And if you have some minute after the deploy or at any time, I will put a stop on the vending work I'm doing right now because I don't want to go that far. I'm planning on some changes that we didn't talk about that yesterday, but I don't want to go that far if I'm.
And you're just
Maybe
still working on.
wrong.
I mean, you're not doing any work. You're just
No.
creating a plan document, right? You're just still
Exactly.
figuring out what we're going to do because that's
Exactly.
That's probably
Yeah. What would be the phase one and what model change would that require?
Okay.
Just that.
Yeah. Let's see how today goes, and it'll
Yeah,
probably be
sure.
right around 3:30, I would imagine, like it was yesterday. But let's just see where we can get.
Okay, sounds good. You're muted.
You're
Chad.
Let me get it again.
Sorry, that was one of my other questions. Is I know you guys were talking about, or I just wanted to maybe see if you guys had a chance to connect on that. Sounds like you did
Yeah, we
yesterday
did.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna end it here then because Scotty, I need you to come in here and look at something with me, and see if you can help me figure something out that Charlie just asked for. It looks like it's your favorite thing too. So
Acumatica.
It's not the sales.
no, the sales
Sales report.
The sales report just like jumped like $1 million overnight.
Yeah,
And
you're
Charlie,
welcome.
like,
Cloudfront Wholesale sent in
Yeah,
a whole
Cloudfront
bunch of
Wholesale.
orders.
well,
They were
that's
very
what I
orders
thought.
yesterday.
I thought that too, but then I'm looking at Cloud Printer Wholesale and it says there's only like $34,000 on there. So I don't know
We really-
that.
I think we really need to start building some snapshots so that we can verify.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I guess they do. There is an email that goes out, isn't there?
There
every
is.
day on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is a snapshot. So let's just look at what it was yesterday and what it is today, and
Yeah. So anyway, if you don't mind coming in here, Scotty, and looking at this with me and help see if we can figure out what's going on with it.
I would love to.
before
I mean,
you do
chat-
that,
Well, I was gonna say Chatbooks is like huge too. Like Chatbooks is like 1.2 million. And that seems.
That could be a change on how we build the thing. Maybe we build it wrong.
Yeah. Anyways,
Uh,
we need to take a look at that.
Then after we run all those invoices, so we'll see.
jumping $1 million in a day does feel like a lot. So that's worth
Yeah.
looking into.
Not
I-
worth complaining about.
Yeah, I mean it's great news. And I,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I have that meeting like for.
I thought it
at
was
11,
Ryan.
so.
And this one made me laugh.
So I'm going to ask you, Chad, if you'll take this. But all of our customers, no, not all. 98% of our customers use the same API key both ways.
Mhm.
And he's right. Like, it is not a good practice if you're doing anything where you really need to be secure. Like, if you're doing financial records, you definitely you don't want to have the same API key both ways. But with what we're doing, it's not a big deal, and there's no. Okay, so what if you get compromised? Okay, so somebody's going to start sending ship notifications to you, or great, then change the API key, let us know, and we'll use a new one. I don't. So we can do it where we split and do one each way, but that makes it more of a pain for us. So it's
Yeah.
ideal if we just have the same key both ways.
Okay, I'll send an email out saying that, and I guess we'll see what they say, and then maybe get Dan involved ultimately if he.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll write that. The reason
Because
is
if
that
we-
it's not.
Yeah, if we do set them separately, then we have to create custom templates for each one of the callbacks with their API key in. So if we ever needed to change it, then it makes it harder to change it later. So
So it's
I don't know.
mostly just maintenance and keeping it all
this is the
clear.
way it was built. This
Yeah.
is the way it's designed, and
Or we can build around a new kernel modifier for overriding callbacks.
sure,
API keys,
yeah, we could do that
or
too.
something like
Yep,
that.
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send out something on that, and then I don't know. I guess we'll go from there, depending on what they say.
Very
Okay.
good.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.
You guys.